Oh, hello and welcome to What Are We Talking About with Jamie Jakes. I am him. And today I am here to talk to y'all about Dynasty Rookie Round 1 strategy. And stay tuned till the end of the episode because I have a pending trade that I am considering accepting at the moment. And I want to hear from y'all whether I should accept it or not. Particularly today, whether you should be actively trying to trade back, trade up, or stay put based on where you are currently drafting. And I have it broken up into a few segments, starting with first to third overall. If you have one of those draft picks, I would be making a solid effort to try to trade back, preferably to 104. Whether you are very QB needy or not, I think we have a top tier of blue chip rookie prospects that very steeply drops off after Neighbors. I think we got Neighbors, Harrison Jr., and then, of course, Drake May and Caleb Williams as the top tier guys. You can throw Jaden Daniels in that mix as well if you're feeling frisky. So right now you can get an absolute haul. I think Caleb Williams, granted he is one of the best QB prospects we've seen in quite some time, is extremely overvalued. And that's just what happens every year. These rookies are way overvalued, especially quarterback rookies in Superflex Dynasty formats are way overvalued versus known commodities. So if you do have one of those top picks, I would try and get a known commodity and some draft capital, or just get a haul of draft picks for this season or even next season if you are in that type of long rebuild, which if you are, thoughts and prayers go out to you. So if you do have fourth overall, I think you're in a prime time position. So I would definitely stay put there. If you are fifth to seventh, 5, 6, or 7th overall, I would also be making a significant effort to trade back in this draft, unless you can get a bargain on a top 4 pick and you are very QB needy. You want one of the top 3 QBs in this draft class. I would be making an extreme effort to trade back for a known commodity or just a haul of draft picks. If you are 5 to 7 and you are very QB needy, or you are very tight end needy and you can't get a haul for one of those picks, I would probably stay put and take best quarterback available or Brock Bowers and take a shot on him. Rookie tight ends don't always produce, so you're very likely going to have a tough year next season if you are depending on Brock Bowers being your starter from day one. Remember, Sam Laporta was the best rookie tight end since Mike Ditka. Literally, he was the best tight end as a rookie since Mike Ditka. So you have to gauge your expectations, not based off Sam Laporta, but based off the history as we know it in Dynasty Fantasy Football. Which brings me to 8 to 12. If you are 8 to 12, I think you are really, honestly, in the sweet spot. There is a lot of good depth in this draft that goes all the way back to late in the second round, in my opinion, depending on what your needs are for your team. Of course, I would always recommend that you draft best player available and use needs as more of a tiebreaker. But if you do have some needs, you can strategically position yourself in this draft accordingly. If you can get a known asset for a hole in your roster in return for one of those late first round picks, I would go ahead and pull the trigger on that. For example, I am currently trying to trade for Travis Etienne in a roster I really need a running back 1 in for 111. Which brings me to my current situation that I want y'all's input on. I am currently have this in my inbox in a sleeper league that I am in. I would be trading back from 106. I believe this manager wants Bowers on his team. I would be getting 111, which ironically is my own draft pick back. that I traded last season, and I would be getting a 207 and a 2025 second. And in return for that 2025 second, I'm also going to have to give up my 2026 second round pick. Just give you context of my team. I've been runner-up the last 2 seasons. It's a super flex. I have Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen, so I'm going to be a perennial contender over the foreseeable future, as long as those players stay healthy. So that 2026 second rounder hopefully is still going to be a late second round draft pick. And I am seriously leaning on accepting this pick. And the primary reason why is in this Dynasty team as well, I am very running back needy. This is my Nick Chubb build, unfortunately. And I am a believer in Nick Chubb, but I still need a solid running back too. And Nick Chubb is old. I think he's going to come back and play strong for another 2 years or so, but I really need a predecessor. And I don't have a lot of irons in the furnace at the moment. So for that reason, I am looking to trade back and hopefully grab a hold of either a dart throw at a quarterback, which I don't even need, just gives me assets and leverage for future moves if it is the best player available, or one of the running backs in this class. This running back class has gotten poo-pooed by a lot of people, but in my opinion, it's a pretty solid running back class. It doesn't have the blue chips that last season had, but it's got some really, really solid guys. And this is just a random big board of the top 3 rounds, just to give you an idea. So I'd essentially be trading Brock Bowers and trading back to 11, where I have my choice of taking Brian Thompson, or maybe Troy Franklin falls to me there. Maybe Xavier Worthy falls to me there. Maybe J.J. McCarthy does go ahead and get drafted top 15 of this draft, and he's sitting there for me. Bucky Irving, I don't think I'd be taking him, but Braylon Allen, I'm really, really big on, and maybe just taking a shot at a quarterback there if worst comes to worst. I am going to get hopefully a solid wide receiver here at 111 in return for Brock Bowers, who I don't need. I have good depth at tight end I have Dallas Goedert as my starting tight end on this team. So I have 2 opportunities to get 2 different players. We all know historically the 6th overall pick and the 11th overall pick hit at extremely similar rates, and mid-second round picks hit at a pretty decent rate as well. So I have 2 opportunities to hit on a player. Hopefully I hit both and I just knock this trade out of the park. But worst comes to worst, I have an opportunity for one of them to hit where the trade partner only has 1 opportunity, granted a little bit of an earlier pick on Brock Bowers, who is one of the best tight end prospects that we've seen, but still a question mark, just like all of these guys are. So I'd rather take 2 question marks than 1. Last season, for example, if I would have had the 106, I would have taken Quentin Johnston. If I had 111, I would have taken Zay Flowers, and then I would have another shot in the second round to hit on another asset in the middle of the second round, which I would definitely take that over taking obvious disappointment, not total bust yet. We'll see what he does with a different coaching staff. In a similar situation, though, Quentin Johnston, I would definitely have Zay Flowers over Quentin Johnston. So you just have more opportunities to hit if you do take these opportunities to trade back that I am currently considering. I am also a big, big fan of Trey Benson. So if Braylon Allen fell to me, or Penix, or Ladd McConkey, I'd be happy. Trey Benson, maybe Blake Corum. We'll see how he does in the combine. Not a big fan of Lloyd, but you get my point. I'm going to have an opportunity to get 2 guys I really like, and hopefully a running back, which I really need for my roster construction, and a potential high ceiling wide receiver in return for 1. And I get basically a loaned second round draft pick that I'm going to have to pay back in 2026, which we'll be a lot older in 2026. So, I'm not really super concerned about that. And I am win now. Tell me what you think. Where are you sitting? What's your situation that you are in? And I'll reply to you and tell you exactly what I would do. My name is Jamie Jakes, and Let me know if you think I should accept that trade. Please subscribe to the channel if you liked it. Thank you and good night.